Check, check, check. See how this goes tonight. Because I have dog piss with. Oh, just my first person. What up, the Black Greek Mafia? What up, Mark Bloom? If you are in the chat room right now, share this. Share it, share it, share it. Yes, I am working. T-Bone. CNC Chips, Mr. Mercedes, Daniel Legrand. Guys, you know what's great about this is that I'm starting to get familiarized with a lot of you guys that join me every single night on the Tuddle Daily Podcast live stream. And I can't thank you guys enough that at 8 o'clock on a weekday that you guys would want to spend time with me. I am back in the clubhouse again tonight. And if you're just joining me, this is the Tuddle Daily Live Podcast live stream. I don't even know. See, I'm getting so tripped up. I'm a little tired, if I'm just being honest. I kind of like doing the show out by the river because you guys can see some stuff. F the clubhouse. You know, Tom Delaney, even though he's been hating on my producer, yeah, I mean, what up, Franklin? Even though Tom Delaney's been hating on my producer, like he's starting to become one of my favorite people that join me every single night here on my YouTube live stream. And before I get into things, once again, if you're just joining me, share this. Share the link on your social media. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. What up, David Rivera? Yeah, no, I mean, and Tom Delaney. See, that's the thing about it is that I really don't get upset anymore. The old Tuddle, the Tuddle that was the addicted to substances, the Tuddle that was drinking all the time. Yeah, that Tuddle would have blown up on Tom Delaney. But why would I do that? I can't even get my goddamn water open. Hold on. You got to remember, I'm doing this live stream. I fly solo every single night. My producer Vulture does get me set up, but the dude had some Navy stuff going on. So let's get some people in here. Thank you, Rock Riley. Oh, wait, Rock Riley. Rock Riley. You're a radio dude, right? Rock Riley? I think you're a radio guy. Because if so, that's pretty badass if you are watching my stream. And I appreciate that. I want to thank all of my sponsors. I'm about to get into the content. I promise you I'm about to get into the thank you. Rock Riley, dude, thank you. I want to have you on the show. Can you email me tuddle@gmail.com? That's Tuddle with two D's, TUDDLE @gmail.com. Dude, I listen, I love talking shop with radio guys. Any of these radio people that watch or listen to either my YouTube live stream or my daily audio podcast, if you want to be on my show, I want you. I can't get you on my show fast enough because I seriously love talking shop with other radio people. I love it. I just got a text message from Chris from Funny to Informing, which is a podcast that I'm really, really good friends with. A really, really big podcast in Orlando. And they gave me a really, really heavy topic this week. They try to keep things light and funny. And I do something called Tuddle's 10. Chris and John from Funny to Informing give me a topic every single week that I do a commentary on their podcast. And that's the thing about it. Everybody's like, "Oh, why are you going on all these podcasts?" I go on them because I like doing this. I like doing live streams. A lot of people ask me, "Why are you doing your recorded podcast and then doing a live stream every night?" And I tell people the reason why I like doing it, there is a difference between going live and doing recorded stuff. There really is. Because when you're live, it is like walking a tightrope without a safety net. I'm not like that Nick Walenda fraud. You know, that guy that walks the tightrope. He never ever does it without a safety harness. He doesn't. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, he can't do it." The networks aren't going to let him walk the high wire without a safety harness on. You want me to be honest? If Nick Walenda is as good as he says he is, he would produce this all on his own. He would film it, get it done, and then sell it to the networks. But he doesn't do that because he is afraid. And what I don't like about Nick Walenda, and I don't want people to think that I am anti-religion. I kind of am anti-religion. But if you ever seen him do any of the walks, he's always like, "Oh, praise God, praise Jesus, praise this, praise that." Well, dude, if you have enough confidence in God and Jesus, then why do you have to wear a safety harness? If you are such a big Christian and you believe that God is all powerful and mighty, then why the safety harness? Don't give me that bullshit excuse that, "Oh, well, they're not going to let him do it." Nick Walenda, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying his name, but what I'm trying to say is that if you are such a Christian and you believe in God, and if God is all powerful and mighty and has control of everything, then why the safety harness? I'm just saying. Like I'm not trying to shock jock. I'm not trying to be like controversial. I'm really not. But why the safety harness? Because it kind of kills the whole gimmick of you walking here. For example, remember when he tightroped? He walked a tightrope over a volcano. Why am I even watching that if you're wearing a safety harness? We all are watching just like NASCAR. We're watching just like NASCAR to see the wreck. Why am I tuning in to you walking across a tightrope when you're wearing a goddamn safety harness? It's not like there's no danger in it. So what is the sell? What is the selling point on it? That's all I'm saying. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent there, but it's the truth. Why am I watching this? Because you're wearing a safety harness. You're going to be fine no matter what, even if you fall. But I want to move on to my next topic. I had to get up extra early this morning. Now, I talked to my parents the night before. My parents, I took them to the Volusia County Fairgrounds today to get their COVID-19 first injection. Because my dad got absolutely fixated. I need the vaccine. I need the vaccine. I need it. I need it. Need it. And I finally got it done. And today I took them out to the Volusia County Fairgrounds to get the jab for the first time. They got the Moderna shot. And I got to tell you, Volusia County Health Department has their stuff together. They really do. But I asked my parents the night before, hey, what time do you want me to set the alarm? Because their appointment was at 10:45 in the morning, 10:45 a.m. Eastern time. They told me, set the alarm at 9. And that's what I did. Well, and I'm not saying anything bad, but my mom was already up at 8. No, I'm definitely not stoned. I'm just tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I've been dealing with some stuff. Like, seriously, people, I do not think you realize everything that I'm having to do. I mean, a lot of you guys think that I am just doing this podcast for fun, the daily audio podcast. You guys think that I'm just doing that for fun. No, I'm actually making a profit off of it. So it is work. And on top of that, I'm having to take care of my parents, and I am not bitching about that at all. My parents did so much for me that I have no problem doing what I'm doing. But I'm just stretched a little thin. I am just doing everything that I can. So my mom got up early before the time that they told me that they wanted me to get them up. So I was already up, ended up getting them there, and we were there an hour early. We had to sit there in the parking lot of the Volusia County Fairgrounds. No, and no, T-Bone. Trust me, I am not complaining. I am fortunate enough to still have my parents around. But a lot of people think that I am just like you would not believe all of the emails that I get or tweets, Facebook messages that tell me that I am mooching off of my parents. And I know a lot of people might think it seems like that, but that's not the case. It isn't. Like I told my parents, I don't need you to meet me halfway. Meet me 25% of the way, and I will do the 75%. Just give me 25. And they're doing that. They are working with me. They are trying. And at the moment, I'm in it for the long haul. Have any of you guys had to do this? Like, I know that people are just trying to be dickheads when it comes to that, when they want to tell me that I am mooching off of my parents, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. It really is. Because I'm doing my part. The money that I'm making is helping out. They're not giving me anything. Yeah, I mean, Fish on Jay, Jason Jason's coming over, and Jason can attest to this. He's come over, he's hung out here, and I'm constantly, I mean, while we're fishing, my parents are inside, and I'm constantly taking breaks. And I apologize to Jason. I'm like, hey, man, sorry. I got to go check on my parents. I do it all the time. I mean, it's like one of my jobs. And I don't want any of you guys to think that I'm complaining. So today, I get them to the Volusia County Fairgrounds. And if you've ever been there before, it is in the building where they have all of the gun shows. You know, right there where they have the farmers market. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate those kind words. So what I'm trying to say is we get there. Now, hold on. No, Tuds, there's other humans on Earth. Just got my dad to move in with me. Thank you for sharing that, Jason. So what I'm trying to say is we get there today. We got there an hour early, which it really worked out. It did. It worked out a lot. And we get there, and I got to tell you, for any of you people that think or scared of waiting in line with a bunch of people or anything like that, no. It ran smooth as hell. You guys know I've talked about this. My dad does not walk very well right now. He's getting better. He's doing his exercises and stuff. But they had wheelchairs there. Everybody was so polite. They were. And we were able to get them in there. Now, the one thing that I will say that, it's a small thing. The one thing that I could complain about is that they want you to do pre-registration online. And I did all that for them. There's no way that my parents could have ever figured that out. But I did it. They give you like a QR code. If you don't know what a QR code is, it's that little weird looking square thing. And they can scan it to get all your information. And I did that. I did all the pre-registration stuff. And when we get there, they made us do the same exact thing that I just did online. Seemed like a big waste of time. And I know that a lot of people don't have the internet, don't have a computer or the luxury of doing that. But doesn't it seem smart that you don't want to be reusing pens for people to fill out stuff, reusing clipboards and everything? That was my only complaint. So they got all that done, and then they allowed me to come in. Everybody had to wear a mask. You know, I know a lot of people are maybe anti-masks. They don't think masks work. But I got to tell you, you look like the biggest dick in the world when you're wearing a mask and it's only covering your mouth and your nose is sticking out the top of it. I mean, what good is that doing? Seriously. Why bother even wearing a mask? So they ended up getting the jab. They got the Moderna. And I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, you know, there's all these other vaccines out there that, you get the first. Are you insured that you're going to get the same vaccine as the first when you have to come back for the second? And they give you a card. They give you a card that kind of has a little bit of your ID on it. And So they know. So when you go back to get the second jab, they know which one to give you. Because I even asked the nurse before they gave the injection to my dad, because he went first, are they going to make sure that he gets the same vaccine? It's not from a different company. And they said yes. So when you get that first jab, they're going to give you a card that you have to bring back. It kind of like tells you when you have to come back, but don't make this mistake and think that the date that they give you, that you just show up. No, they're going to give you a call. They're going to make appointments. Oh, I mean, I've already talked about the Seth thing, but let me finish this. I may get to that. But what I'm trying to say is, in the conspiracy theory that everybody is talking about, because I noticed this and I can understand where the confusion is, but I talked to Professor Ken. Professor Ken lives here at the Hobo Fish Camp. And I even asked him, because he's already had his first injection. And I asked him, because I didn't want to talk about this because I hate conspiracy theory guy. But I noticed when they gave the first injection, when they pulled the so you got the plastic part where the vaccine is in, and then you have the syringe. Well, the syringe is actually the plastic part, and then you have the needle. I don't know if you notice, I got new glasses and I see very, very well right now. I noticed both times when my parents got the injection that when they pulled the syringe back, I couldn't see the needle. And I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that says, oh, well, they're really not injecting you with anything because you can't see the needle. And I asked Professor Ken about this, and Professor Ken even said it is a new type of system that they use because, a lot of these nurses and stuff are taking a big risk after they inject somebody of getting pricked by that needle. This is a new type of syringe. When they inject you, after the medicine goes in, the needle itself retracts back into the syringe part. Because it kind of freaked me out. It freaked me out because I was like, holy crap, did that needle just break off in my dad's arm? No, 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 no. It's actually a new type of syringe that they're using. Now, I could be completely off. That could be a lie. Like I said, I don't like being conspiracy theory guy. And I just forgot. I got on a topic about the guys from funny to informing, and I'll get back on that. Yes, I have smoked a little bit, so I do apologize. But what I'm trying to say is, don't be scared. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get the injection, the COVID-19 vaccine, but it makes me feel a little bit better. I know it's not 100% protection, but it's something that my dad wanted to do. It made them feel better. Oh, thanks, Fish on Jay. I did. If you listen to today's Tuddle Daily podcast, I got to have a little bit of fun, talking about something serious. But I told him, I said, Dad, I went up there and talked. You need your ID. But before they will give you the shot, right before they stick it in your arm, you have to think. You have to thank President Biden for the shot. Yeah, Dad was not too happy about that. I really think that our government, we're supposed to be a big superpower. I am not Democratic. I'm not Republican. I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative. I think they are all a bunch of crooks. But you got to admit that it has not been handled as well as it could be. It really hasn't. Everybody made a lot of promises on what it is. And I know a lot of you guys are going, oh, this is just the flu. It's just a flu. No, it's just not the flu. It really isn't. You know, Dr. Drew Pinsky looks like a complete idiot right now because when this pandemic started, he was like, oh, it's just a flu. It's just a flu. Dude, you could take the last 10 years of flu deaths that we've had in this country, and it would not add up to the amount of deaths that we have had because of the coronavirus, COVID-19. And I'm going to get off all of this political BS. But it just made my parents feel good. It made them feel great, made them feel a little bit more confident after getting the shot. And that's all that matters. Am I going to get it? Most likely not. But I feel a little bit better that I can go out and do some things. Do I think that I would be okay if I did get the coronavirus or COVID-19? Yeah. I mean, like I told you, this is the best I've ever been mentally and physically in my life. And that's not me exaggerating. The only thing that I have wrong with me right now is this beginning of a hernia. It's right on the left side of my groin. It doesn't hurt. It's uncomfortable. And what kills me is all those years after my divorce until I went sober that I never had any like pains. Yes, I've done a lot of stupid stuff through the years. But when I finally start trying to take care of myself, I'm picking up injuries. And I'm not complaining, but for real, I'm taking care of myself right now. And now I've got this like just nagging hernia. And I don't know if any of you guys have had to deal with a hernia. And I would like some feedback. I would like to hear from you. There's a couple of ways you can reach out to me. You can email me, Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with two D's. TUDDLE@gmail.com. Or you can leave me a voicemail. I will definitely play it, like I've told people. Even if you want to hate on me, you want to troll me, I mean, that's the quickest way for you to get to the front of the line. 407-270-3044. Once again, that is 407-270-3044 because I would like to hear from you. I talked about this yesterday. I'm one of those people. It's kind of like a hypochondriac. The last thing you want to do is go on WebMD because everything you search leads to cancer. It's like, you got cancer. Cancer. But from what I'm reading about the hernia stuff, is that you really don't have a problem until like the intestines that are kind of like popping out. Thursday, I went back to work Monday morning. See, now did you have to be put under when you had it? And how long ago did you have it? Because I hate being put under anesthesia. I hate it. Every time I've had it done twice in my life. Once to have my tonsils removed, and then I had my appendix removed. And I tried to fight it every single time. I think everybody tries to do that when they get put under. They try to fight the medication. And no matter how hard you try, you're going TT night night. You're definitely going TT night night. So, do you have to be put under? Because that is, yes, put under about 6 years ago. See, god damn it. I do not want to be put under. But I also know that these hernias can lead to some major problems. I was reading somewhere that the intestines that are actually, trying to pop out through the abdominal wall can get, restricted and bust and then lead to sepsis, like being septic, which means like a blood poisoning type deal. And I heard that it can be deadly. But I asked my doctor about it last time. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You don't have to worry about it. No, let's take care of this shit right now. Like, I got some money built up. I don't have insurance. And that's the thing about it. Everybody debates. Everybody hates Obamacare. Everybody hates this. Everybody hates that. But do you guys realize that the medical industry could charge half the cost of what they're charging and still make billions and billions of dollars? Does nobody is it just me, or does anybody have a problem with that? Because it's kind of bullshit. It really is. They want to charge you $20 for an aspirin. You know what? Let me bring my own ibuprofen into the hospital, so you're not doing that. And have you noticed this lately when it comes to being in the hospital? They put this little bracelet on you. I know that I dealt with this when I was in the psychiatric ward after I tried to harm myself. They put a bracelet on you with an ID code, and every time they give you something, they scan it. They scan you. Every time they're scanning you, they're dinging you for more money. And I'm not asking stuff for free. That's not how this country works. But god damn it. Do we have to pay those prices that we're paying? I'm not asking for universal health care, but I mean, Jesus, people, can't we at least get some affordable and fair prices when it comes to that? And I guess you guys aren't liking this talk because people are dropping off like flies. So let's get into a little bit of other stuff. Well, I mean, it's really not going to be a fun topic, but I'm going to get back on that. The guys from Funny to Informing, John and Chris, like I said, I do that commentary for them every single week. They give me a topic, and I riff on it. It's called Tuddle's 10. Search their podcast, check it out, Funny to Informing. The hosts are Chris and John. You guys have heard them on my show before. And this week, they wanted me to talk about grief. Do you guys remember the first time as a teenager, or the first time that you had to deal with grief? I do. And I'm not going to spoil my commentary, but there were the first time that I had to deal with grief was, I think I was a junior in high school, Pearson Taylor. We ended up having 4 students, fellow classmates, that died in a car crash. They were not able to drive at that time because I don't even think they were 16 yet. but they were driving around up in the Seville area and they crashed into a tree and died. That was the first time that I had to deal with grief because one of the kids I played baseball and football with, one of the girls was a neighbor. I was good friends with her brother. And that was the first time that I had to deal with it. And at that age, for some reason, I thought, oh, I'm going to start going to church. Because when you're a kid, you try to do things to make yourself feel better. And my reasoning was that, oh, I got to start believing in religion. Because in my mind, I was like, I feel better knowing that, oh, if I believe in heaven, they're in a better place. But the older and older I got, I realized that was bullshit. It was bullshit. And that's plain and simple. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm an atheist because I'm not. I believe in a higher power, but I don't know what it is. I believe in science. Carl Sagan said, do I believe in God? No, I don't. But I am also a scientist, and scientists believe in fact. And I cannot prove that there isn't a God. So, me being a scientist, I cannot say for a fact that he does not exist. And that's the way that I feel. Because in the Bible, it says God is all powerful, infallible, and has control of everything. So if he has control of everything, why would he let something like that happen? I mean, look at the pandemic we're going through right now. We're over 500,000 deaths. And I'm sorry if I'm getting too deep and dark. I know that I said I was going to get into some fun stuff, but I'm just being honest. If it says in the Bible that God is all powerful and almighty and is in control of everything, you can't tell me that none of those 500,000 plus people weren't worshipers. I mean, just statistically, it's not going to happen. So you're telling me some of those people that died because of this pandemic, they didn't go to church every single Sunday. They didn't pray before they went to bed. They didn't mark out to God and they died? That seems like a bad deal. You know, like Bubba said, everybody cuts their own deal. That is a bad deal. If you're going to mark out to a guy that's supposed to be controlling everything, then why does bad things happen? That's why I do not believe in karma. Because good things happen to bad people all the time. Bad things happen to good. Hey, what up, Naomi? How are you? Naomi Bradshaw. Check out her website, tracingtrauma.com. She has helped me out tremendously. I shot 2 of her music videos. Took some photos of her. Same place where we shot the video Walking Wounded. Vulture on deck. What up, Vulture? I guess you got off of your important phone call. I'm glad you could join me. But I think maybe, and this you want to know the thing that I'm excited about the most is that I might have the opportunity to shoot her daughter's music video, and I'm excited about that. I'm really really excited about that because I'm not saying that. Well, your comedy is amazing. We need to set up something tomorrow. We are gonna have that meeting so we can go over everything. And Tom Delaney. But no, I'm excited, and I've already been thinking of some great ideas for Alana's music video. So when she's ready, I'm ready to go. Kind of like being the what up McDave 1407. So what I'm trying to say is I got a lot of great things going on. I know a lot of you guys. Yeah, Vulture does rock. He killed it on those logos for you, Naomi. And what I'm trying to say is I've got a lot of big things. You know, there's been a lot of things that I've been seeing that I think is complete bullshit, you know, in radio as well too. And the old Tuddle would have went nuclear when I found out some of the things that I have found out. But guess what? Guess what I didn't do? I did not go on my instincts to lash out like the old Tuddle has. And that's what I've learned about dealing with trauma. Growing up when you were younger, dealing with some type of trauma, that you lash out. And I've gotten better at it. No, thank you, Naomi. So what I'm trying to say is like, would it make great content? Would you guys love it if I put people on blast? Yeah, you guys would absolutely love it. You would love it. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just not that person anymore. Because my past, and I'm not making excuses in any way at all. I don't want you guys to think that. But you know what I'm doing? I'm not going to be that person anymore. I got to do what's best for me. And that's it. I really really do. Here, I'll give you an example of me being the bigger person. It is bike week over here in Volusia County. And there were some campers that came in late at night. Now, right before I was doing about to start this live stream, that came up. They came into the room as I'm setting up and asked me if I had a contact number for the owner of the park. Now, if you've been listening to my podcast for any amount of time, you know that I do not have the best relationship with the person that runs this place. You know what I did? Even though I was in crunch time trying to get ready for this show, I went back to my parents' trailer and got the phone number for John Mays, the guy that cursed at my parents, the guy that called the cops on me, the guy that absolutely hates me. And I gave him John Mays' phone number and I helped him out. Old Tuddle would have been like, you know what? I really don't give a fuck. I really don't. Find it yourself because screw that person. See, I can hear Maze driving around right now because I can hear that engine knocking. Actually, I can see his Jeep driving around right now. So what I'm trying to say was did that make me look like a bitch? Does that make me a bitch? Does that make me a pussy because I was trying to help those people out? Because I could have been a dick. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I really don't give a damn. Here, hold on. See if you can hear the truck knocking. Because he is driving by right now, even though I was kind enough to get a potential customer for him. I was kind. I did it for those people. I didn't do it for John Mays. I did it to help out another person. Even though that person that hates me is financially going to benefit from it. But, that guy that interrupted me a couple of nights ago, the guy that I had never met in my life, I've never talked to, I've never seen, wanted to give me a hard time. And I'm not stating it as fact, but guess what? Put two and two together. Why did that guy screw with me? Why did that guy screw with me? You want to know why? Because legally, the owner of the park is not allowed to talk to me. So I'm sure he is mother effing me to everybody that will listen. But you know what I did? I still was nice enough to get him in contact with somebody that was wanting to fork over money to stay at the Hobo Fish Camp. That is the type of progress that I'm making, people. I'm not trying to S my own D here, but it just shows how much that I've grown mentally and physically. I don't want you guys to think that I didn't have fun back in the day when I was old Tuddle, the old Tuddle that took and ingested anything that anybody would give to him, alcohol, pills, weed, coke, whatever it may be. Yeah, I'm not that same person. I've changed. But I also got to start looking out for myself. Trauma survivors, from what I've learned from talking to other people, are people pleasers. They would rather make sure that everybody is happy instead of their own well-being. And I've done that. See, but McDave, I don't believe in karma, though. I do not believe in karma. Do you know how many bad things that happen to really great people, really nice people? Here, I'll give you an example. Pulse nightclub, Las Vegas. Those death tolls were humongous. You can't tell me that those people, all of those people that died, were horrible assholes. They weren't. They were great people. Some great people died. So what I'm trying to say is karma does not exist. Because maybe I'm having a high self-evaluation of myself, but for the most part, I try to be a good person. Yeah, I kind of worry a little bit about it, but you know what? I would be a big hypocrite if I tried to blame Bubba for my addiction problems. My addiction problems were my own. Did I have to take those shots every single time? No, I didn't have to take those. That was my decision. I'm a different person. I really am. And Bubba has done a lot for my radio career. Listen, there are other radio shows that I would love to work for. I've worked with some of the biggest names in radio. But I burned so many bridges because I was a complete asshole that some people on certain places kind of cock blocked me. They did. They cock blocked me. So could I be mad? Could I blow them in and talk about it? Yeah, I could. Guys, I'm telling you right now, like you would absolutely eat up some of the stuff that I could talk about. I'm just being serious. I'm not just BSing you. What I'm trying to say is that I could easily talk bad about some of the people that are the biggest hypocrites in the world. But I'm not going to do it. And trust me, I could give you a list of like 5 people right now that I could tell you are the biggest fucking hypocrites that I have ever met in my life. But I don't want to do that anymore because guess what? It did not work out for me before. So I'm trying something new. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to do my own thing. And no matter where I'm going, no matter what place I end up on, I'm not giving up on what I've built. I've worked too hard and too long. I did episode 350 today of my podcast. I'm 15 days, I'm 15 shows away from making a true year of doing my podcast. Do you guys realize how humbling it was with some of the big ass radio? Oh, are you kind of concerned with the different persona that you've created that you'll play out different on the show and confect the center? No, I can still be that person. I can still be that person. I recently the Love Doctor show has been searching for a replacement for Nutter, but let me ask you. From what I have heard, it is not Dr. Rich or Glenn anymore, is it? Didn't they just use didn't they just I am so behind listening to your podcast. David, you need to catch up, buddy. I've been doing some great shows, but yes, I did number 350. And I need to do something special for show 365. Now, do I have to take into account that like 365 and a half or a quarter? So do I need to do a 15-minute show? All subject. Yeah, I mean, I need to get back. See, yeah, I agree with you, Naomi. But what I'm trying to say is like I've been apprehensive. Listen, I would love to do Cluster F. You want to know what I'm worried about doing Clusterfuck Radio? Is that it's going to become a Bubba bashing fest. And I do not want any part of that. I really don't. And I don't know why Manson is got this conspiracy theory that I am getting paid under the table to talk bad about people on Bubba's show. It's just, that's not true. But I got to tell you, if I was offered that gig, that I was going to get paid, I think he said I was getting paid like $300 a week to talk trash about Seth. I'm trying to be positive, but I'm telling you right now, Seth did me really, really wrong, even though I was as nice as hell to him. But I got to tell you right now, at this moment, I'm just trying to survive. And if you want to pay me $300 a week, tax-free, under the table, to talk about somebody that I don't even like, sign me up all day. Sign me up all day. But I'm still trying to be positive. And I apologize that if I made this show into like a Joel Osteen or a Tony Robbins type deal tonight. I hate those type of people because I think they're fake. There are other people that want to be motivational speakers. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but it just comes off as fake shit. It does. It really, really does. And I know that some people are going to listen to this and they're going to think, oh, I'm talking about them. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about the people that just want to come out. Seth did not fit for the show. Good sports guy. Go. Hey, listen, I think Seth is very, very talented. I think people give him way more credit because that is what pisses me off. A lot of you guys do not realize this about radio. It's just as bad as politics. It really, really is. It really is. It's about who you know and what you've done for them or what they owe for you. And I didn't play that game. I didn't play that game. I wanted to be my own person, and I basically fucked myself out of the business. And I don't want any of the people that I've repaired bridges with to think that I had ulterior motives. I have not ever once asked the people that I burned bridges with for a favor. Hey, can you do something for me? Can you help me out? Could you get me on the air? It's not like I'm even really looking for a full-time radio gig right now. I'm looking for a spot that I can get on, offer them content, and be able to promote what I've built. I got a lot of great sponsors that believe in me. Vaporshades.com, Boost Mobile, Good Life Organics. Did I mention Vaporshades.com? StitchYouUp.com, Starfire Transport. So that makes me feel good. But back to what I was saying previously, it was really, really humbling when I first started this podcast. When I first logged on to look at my analytics and I saw, oh, holy crap, I only got 25 people that downloaded my show today when I have been on shows that have been nationally syndicated with the Monsters, Phillips File, Drew Garabo, Mike Calta, Bubba the Love Sponge. Heard from like hundreds of thousands of people. And then to look at the first couple of weeks and to see that I only got 25 downloads, yeah, that was a wake-up call. It was discouraging, but did I let it get me down? No, I didn't. I kept hustling. Then I went on that streak of about 8 months, maybe 6 to 8 months of doing a podcast every single day, even Saturday and Sunday. Did I take a day off? No. And I know that a lot of it might have been overkill, but that's what I had to do. And then the audience built and built. It grew and grew and grew. And now, like, I think my numbers are great. I got paying sponsors. Do I have fuck you money right now? No. I mean, it kind of is for me because I'm happy spending time with my parents, even though at times it can become taxing. But I'm loving every single bit of it. Is it depressing at sometimes? Yes, it is. But I get to do what I love doing. Good night, Naomi. Thank you for everything you do for me. Tell Jack I said hello. Yeah, the weed place. Thank you, T-Bone. God damn it. I look like a complete asshole. FloridaCannabisCoach.com. Like I said, been up early. I'm a little punch drunk. Not from alcohol, just from being tired. I got a late start on my podcast today. So, yeah, I'm a little tired. FloridaCannabisCoach.com. Oh, Naomi, we're going to work through your stand-up bit. We are going to get that stuff. It is going to sound very Seinfeld-ish. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're going to get that. You're going to be a humongous wordsmith. Just listening to you, Tuddle. You're in a great space. You've got some serious momentum. Thank you, McDave. I think that I do. Good night, Naomi. But still, see, that's the thing about it. Everybody loves comeback stories. Everybody likes underdogs. And I know that I really, really messed up. I did. I'm not making excuses. I did a lot of horrible things to people that gave me a chance in radio. And I took it personally. I took it personally because I thought of those people as friends, as family. And I lashed out. And I recently went back and watched that video where I confronted Russ Rollins at Spooky Empire. That was a very low moment in my career. At the time, I thought, oh my God, I'm doing great. I'm giving Bubba some great content. But now looking back on it, it was sad. It was sad as hell. It made me look like a complete fucking asshole. So, I need to wrap this up. Guys, I want to thank every single one of you for checking out my show. You guys have, I say this every night, and I don't know if you guys think that I'm being real or sincere. That's why I want to have that going away party whenever we leave the Hobo Fish Camp, because I want to meet every single one of you. Because, seriously, like, you guys have kept me going. And I cannot thank you enough. If you want to help me out, there's 2 ways you can do it. I know people are going through a hard time. I know a lot of people are struggling financially. But if you want to help me out, donate anything. I don't want you to think like I'm using the money that you donate to live high on the hog. That's not true. But if you would like to just donate $1, go to my PayPal account, paypal.me/Tuddle on the radio. That's paypal.me/Tuddle on the radio. And if you can't help me out, you want to know even the better way to help me out? Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones, coworkers, neighbors, even enemies. Because I said this on today's podcast. I think what I'm doing is so entertaining. You know, a lot of these podcasts think that you got to spend thousands of dollars. I'm doing this on a tripod that my producer Vulture bought for me, an iPhone 8. I don't have Wi-Fi anymore because the owner here won't let me use it. I'm using a hotspot from Boost Mobile, thanks to Peter Adderton. And I'm making it work. I will put the sound quality in content quality against any other podcast out there, maybe except Tom and Dan. Tom and Dan is light years ahead of me. So I'm going to stop rambling. Check out my sponsors, vaporshades.com, floridacannabiscoach.com, stitchyouup.com, vaporshades.com, Starfire Transport, Good Life Organics, my production guy, Josh Kale, the guy that makes me sound like a professional. I want to thank everybody. Vulture. Without Vulture, I mean, the guy has taken so much workload off of my shoulders that has allowed me to be able to take care of my parents and work on my content. So I'm ending this right now. I'm not good at endings. Make sure you check out the Tuddle Daily Podcast. It'll be up a little bit earlier tomorrow because I don't have a goddamn thing going on. Hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.